We're grateful for the opportunity we have to be here together today to study for our exam that we have this week. We're grateful for all the blessings that we have, the opportunity we have to learn more, and we ask you to please bless us that as we go through these problems, we can understand them and help each other understand them as well. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Let's see here. We need lots of things to open. Huh. Has anyone read that line under question 1 that says, remember you should take this quiz once before you meet with your group and then a second time with your group?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from what the instructions on the, what was it? It was in like the information section. But the reading for this week is just all these questions. I didn't submit what I had done, but I don't know. I didn't know if I was supposed to submit it or
Yeah, these are the same questions that were in the wiki, right? They're all the same. Oh, good. All right, we'll be fine then.
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to submit it either before, but I mean, I worked on it, but I didn't submit it. I just worked on it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then. Doing this wrong the whole time. Okay. Which I'm just gonna start if that's okay.
Okay.
Which of the following variables is or are categorical? And I just had a randomly selected brand of toothpaste. That's the only one.
That's what I had.
That's what I had.
You too, Mike?
Yeah.
I can do the second one or the third one, whichever one it is. The mean IQ test score in the United States is 100. 20 randomly selected statistics students took an IQ test, and the mean of their scores was 112. Which of the following statements is or are true? I'm trying to find my paper. I got the 100 is the parameter, and 112 is the statistic.
That's what I got.
Me too. Cool.
All right, I'll do number 4. Rotham City has 4 distinct neighborhoods. The property values are very similar within each neighborhood, but they vary considerably from neighborhood to neighborhood. One neighborhood has very low property values and another has extremely high property values. Property taxes are usually roughly proportional to the property values. What type of sample should we collect to gauge the residents' response to a proposed increase in property taxes? I thought it should be a stratified sample.
Me too.
Me too. I can hardly hear Mike.
You there, Mike?
Yeah. Hello.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check something here. Sorry about this. Hello, hello. Is this better?
Yes.
Whoa, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Good.
That's good.
Hold on. Hello.
Hey, can you hear it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. And design experiments are conducted in public school systems. Researchers typically choose a particular district and randomly select teachers of, say, fourth grade students in that district. Their experiment is then conducted using all students in the selected classes. Which type of sampling scheme is implemented? I put a cluster. I put a cluster, but I don't even see that on here. Oh, there it is at the bottom. I put cluster.
That's what
Yeah,
I
I
got.
think that's Lester, yeah.
I did too.
Awesome. All right. At a school fundraiser, the name of every person who attended was entered into a drawing. At the end of the evening, 6 names were selected to receive door prizes. Which type of sampling scheme was implemented? Simple random sample?
So I
Yep.
got.
Yep.
What I thought.
Cool.
Okay. Number 7 on this. Okay. A special interest group is conducting a survey regarding wolves in the Yellowstone National Park. To adequately gauge opinions on both sides of the political spectrum, the researchers took the list of registered Democrats and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. Then they took a list of registered Republicans and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. Which type of sampling scheme was implemented? I said the stratified random sample. Is that yes or no?
You said
I think-
stratified?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
it
got.
divides them into similar groups.
Yeah.
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 All right. So you use the Excel worksheet for these next 3 questions. Question 8 is using software, calculate the mean of the amount spent. And on that, I got 4.771.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that.
I got 4.771. Yeah, for the mean.
Me too.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
The standard deviation 1.912.
That's what I got.
I have to.
Start by creating a histogram. Okay, done. Create a histogram. I created a histogram. Yes, okay, awesome. True.
That
That was
was
a hard one.
I'd say you got an easier one.
No, I think there's more to that. Well, maybe it's not.
This is a little longer. Jessica Meir and her research team measured the body temperatures of a sample of diving elephant seals. The thermostar, whatever, was placed at a specific location on each seal to measure its body temperature. The body temperature of seals tends to decrease as they dive. The researchers estimated the typical body temperature of each seal at the time they initiate a dive and called this the representative temperature of the seal. Thermistors were placed in the hepatic sinus of 4 of the seals. The seal's body's temperatures at the start of the dive was calculated to be all that. Complete the following table and use your work to answer the next 4 questions. So what is the value of the number that goes into the position marked with an A in the table above? And I believe they're looking for 0.165. Is that what you got? Or did I do that wrong?
Okay.
I got negative 0.165.
I got that negative, yeah.
Is it negative?
I got negative too.
Let me double check mine because I'm a little bit off.
Why is it negative?
So I found the mean of those 4 numbers that were given.
I don't think it matters if it's negative or positive because it's the absolute value of it, right?
That's what I was thinking. But was
Is
the
it
mean
for A?
Yeah. Did you get the mean?
Because, I mean, the mean for everyone was 38.075, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys all got the same answer, right? Just negative or positive?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Well, I guess we could try both. Okay. Do we want to do negative or positive? I don't think it matters, but maybe we should just do negative.
I don't think we've done anything with the negative up until this point, not that I can remember.
You know, he's got a point.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
And then?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd say we don't do negative. We just do the regular number.
Keep it positive. All right, I like it.
Okay.
Stay positive.
All right. So question 12, what is the value of the number that goes in the position marked with a B in the table above? And I got 0.681.
Me too.
How did you do that one?
I did 37.25 minus that mean that we found, which was 38.075. And then I got the square root of that number, or not the square root, the square of that number.
And then you square that number. Okay. I got a different number. That's what I meant. I just got 0. I didn't carry it farther out. I just did 0.66. So that's why I'm asking how you got that. Square. Okay.
All right, is it my turn? What quantity is equal to the sum of the numbers in the standard deviations column? I didn't understand this one. I put D, none, with question marks beside it. But I don't know for sure. I don't know at all.
That's what
Yeah,
I
I
got.
wasn't.
I got none of them were correct.
Okay.
Well, it's not the mean.
Yeah, it's not the mean for sure.
It's not. Well, what is the variance? No, it's not the variance. Oh, wait. What quantity?
Well, it wouldn't be the mean or the standard.
So I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Standard deviations. I don't think it's any of them. Are we all in agreement with that, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah.
I am. You just click on it. Save it.
What is the standard deviation of these temperatures? I have 0.715.
That's what I got.
0.715.
Mhm.
Can you tell me how you did that?
I just typed in the 4 temperatures into that Excel spreadsheet,
Uh-huh.
and I used the standard deviation there.
Okay. Cool. I didn't even think of doing that. I was just like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Because that was one I didn't answer. It's like, I gotta see if they can help me with this.
No, I don't know how to find the standard deviation without it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking by hand, that's gonna be, no, I'm not gonna do that one. I can't do that one. Okay, question 15. Under certain conditions, the standard deviation can be negative. That would be false.
That's what I got.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. In the same study, the researchers placed thermistors in the 3 seals near their spinal cord and brain in the extradural vein. They placed thermistors in 6 other seals in their aorta, the largest artery in the body. Finally, they placed thermistors in 4 other seals in their hepatic sinus. The results from this study are summarized in the table below. Which location resulted in the most consistent temperature measurements from one seal to another? I got extradural.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. Question 17. The number of hours students spent studying for an exam were recorded. The data are represented by the box plot below. Use this box plot to answer the next 2 questions. What is the third quartile? 8.
Same.
Yeah. 8.
What did you get?
8.
That's what I got. Dropped my pen. Sorry, pencil. 8.
Wouldn't that be 4?
4 is the second quartile.
I
No.
thought it went
No, 4 is
minimum.
the first.
Does it go minimum quartile 3, median quartile 5, and then maximum?
So quartile means 4, which means there's 4 sections, I guess. The first 25% is the first one. The next 25% is 50%. That's 6. That's the second line there. The thick line, the median. Then the next quartile is the third quartile, and that's 8. And the final quartile is, I guess, 12.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yep, that's correct.
If you guys could all just exam for me, too, that'd be awesome.
So group exam, right?
Just hang with me. Okay.
What percentage of the data lies between 4 and 8 hours? 50%, yeah.
That's what I got.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't have to put hours, right? Just 50.
No, just 50.
Okay. All right, this is a long reading again. You guys just want to read it yourself, and I'll then get to the question, okay? All right, question 19. Estimate the mean of the measured nitrate concentration in Rexburg's drinking water. This one was easy for me, the rest were not. Okay, I got 2.055.
So I was a little bit stuck on this question.
So was I.
I just need to add 1.59 and 2.52 and then divide it by 2, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
But the rest of
Yeah,
them
just-
after this, don't ask me how to do them.
So you did get 2.055.
Yes, that's what I got. What everybody else got?
I'm lost from this on down. So.
Yeah, same with me.
Well, maybe we should go through and read the text real fast so we're.
All right, I'll read it. Okay. An observation from a normally distributed population is considered unusual if it is more than 2 standard deviations away from the mean. There are several contaminants that can harm a city's water supply. Nitrate concentrations above 10 parts per million are considered a health risk for infants less than 6 months of age. The city of Rexburg reports that the nitrate concentration in the city's drinking water supply is between 1.59 and 2.52 parts per million, and values outside of this range are unusual. We will assume the mean, well, in the -2, the standard equals 159 parts per million, and the mean plus 2, standard equals 2.52 parts per million. It is reasonable to assume that the measured nitrate concentration is normally distributed. So then it's asked, estimate the mean of the measured nitrate concentration in Rexburg drinking water. And what I did for that one is I added 1.59 and 2.52 together, then I divided by 2. And that's how I came up with the mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. So estimate the standard deviation of the measured nitrate concentration in Rexburg drinking water. So you would take that mean of 2.055 and put it into one of those equations.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 2.055 plus 2 standard deviation equals 2.52. Then you subtract 2.52 from 2.055. And then divide that by 2, right?
I don't know what I lost. I hope you have it on paper so you can show it to me a little.
What did you get as your final answer? 0.233?
Here, let me find that real quick.
This is, Catherine, how I wrote it out. Let me make sure you can see this.
Okay, I got 0.233.
Okay, good.
The standard deviation, I'm just writing this down so I can go back over it, equals 0.233. You don't put the 0 there. You don't need a 0.233.
Oh, I never do.
Okay. Okay. All right. I got it wrote down. I'm going to get from that. Thank you.
Yeah. I said only 3 questions, right? So this is the last one.
Me? I think it's me. Is it me?
Yeah.
Between what 2 measured nitrate concentrations do approximately 50% of the data values lie? I think it's 1.590 and 2.520.
I got a different answer. I did 1.823 and 2.288.
How did you go about and do that?
Well, the answer, you just gave me the answer above was 233. So I had 1.59, which was the first deviation. plus the 2.33, and I got 1.823.
So you just plus or minus 0.233, right, to the mean we found?
Yeah, I actually plussed them both, but yeah.
So yeah, I think it is 1.823 and 2.288.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
that's
got.
what I got.
So I was waiting to make sure that 233 was the right answer so I could put that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay, any questions on that one then? Mike, we good there?
I'm sorry, I missed that whole conversation. So what do we agree on?
1.823 and 2.88 or 2.288.
Okay.
Just because 68% is the first standard deviation, so we found the standard deviation in the last one, so we just plus or minus 0.233 to 2.055.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I drew out the numbers and drew lines and stuff. I don't know if that was the right way to do it or not.
Yeah.
That'd be confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, use the following information to answer the remaining questions. Yes, we're close. The admissions committee for most masters of business administration, blah, 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 as part of their application for new students. It has been shown that the scores on the GMAT are normally distributed with the mean of 542.3. Standard deviation is 120.54. The minimum GMAT score required for admissions into a certain school of accountancy at BYU is 500. But it is rare for students with a score less than 600 to be admitted. So what is the probability that a randomly selected student will score above 542.3? 50%, right? That's smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, well, the first time I got was 0.479. So I'm sure I did something wrong.
Applet. Find a Z-score and then put it in an applet.
Yeah.
Now, how do you find the Z-score? It's 0. So it's 50%, right? How did you find the Z-score?
Oh, I didn't say I did it. I was wondering.
It would be 542.3 minus 542.3. So it's 0, which is the line in the middle because there's, and it would be 50%, right?
So, well, I thought I did the 600 minus the 542.3. Is that right? The first part or not? Because it said a score of 6. Okay. That's where I messed up then. Okay, tell me what I need to do.
It wants to know how many students will score above 542.3 on the GMAT. 542.3 is the mean, which means there's a standard deviation of 0, which means 50% is below it and 50% is above it. Does that make sense?
So you're minus
Ross, what did you
from each other. So you basically come out even. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I didn't need the 600. I just need the 542.3 minus the 540.
I don't think you have to put it into the applet or anything.
You just know it's half because it's.
Is that right? Ross, what did you get?
I'm not sure. It looks like it should be 50% just because it stays at the median, and half of that would be above and half would be below that.
But it seems too simple.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is this a trick question? So you would type it in as 0.50, yeah?
I think so. I'm not sure if you type it in as 50 or 0.5 or what.
Okay.
Yeah.
We usually
Well,
do
it says to
probability.
go to 3 decimal places unless they say not to. I
Yeah.
guess
Mike, what was
0.5
that?
years.
So is that
I was
0?
saying when we do probability, we usually use a decimal.
Yeah, we do normally use a decimal. We'll stick with that.
0.50?
Yeah. Works for me. Awesome.
Okay. 23. What is the probability that a randomly selected student will score below 600 on the GMAT? I didn't write this out, but if I got the right answer, it's 0.684. Is that right? I don't have my stuff put in here.
Let me double check really fast.
Okay. I have all my other stuff downstairs. So
What did you get? I'm sorry, one more time.
0.684.
Oh, I did it backwards.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what I got. Okay.
Oh boy, I got one right.
You too, Mike?
No, that's not. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
No, that's not what I got for that number. I did give that for another problem. So,
Oh,
let's
I
move
think
on.
you might have done it backwards if you got that one for the next one.
Yeah.
One's below, one's above.
So like for this
Okay.
one that we just did, I'm gonna share my screen really fast.
Okay.
Here's my applet. I highlighted these two because it wants to know how many people score below that 600 mark.
Okay.
So 694. And then I guess for the next one, we're probably gonna want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
That should be 0.316.
Okay. 10th percentile. Whose turn is it anyway? Sorry.
Anybody?
I did it. I just did it, so I think it's Ross's turn.
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
how you guys doing? Any questions?
Okay, you can help us with the next one.
Questions?
I can do that. Where are you?
Question 25.
Well, you guys are flying. Okay, question 25. Yeah, you guys are doing awesome. Usually everyone gets hung up on question 19. You guys must have been.
What was question 19?
Okay.
What was 19?
That's all right. We'll get there.
That was the 50%.
Catherine had it. She got it. She helped us out.
Sweet. Okay, it says 25 says find the GMAT score for the corresponding 10th percentile.
Yes.
They love these questions on exam. This is the one you have to work backwards. So you got to start in the normal probability applet.
I think I have.
And then, so what's the z-score associated with the 10th percentile?
So for that, you have to change the area to, wouldn't that be 0.1?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I got. I'll wait.
So what'd you get for a z-score?
Oh, for my z-score, I got negative 1.282.
That's what I got.
Okay, perfect. So
what did
now
you
that
put
you've got
into
a
the-
z-score,
Can you tell me what did you put in the area? Because I didn't get that.
0.1.
Yeah.
And what do you shade?
Just that very far left, because you're clear down on the 10th percentile. So you're the,
Okay.
does that make sense?
Oh, Mike, this is what I did. Hold on one sec. I'll share my screen.
It's not what I got on my applet, but okay. Mine says 1.64.
1.64, you're on the wrong side. That's positive. You're doing the top, you're shading maybe the top 10. I don't know. Let me see yours. You want
I don't know how to do I don't know how to share it.
you just see that green? If you go over and you've got that blue box, then you've got a green box that has that arrow in it.
Maybe on the side, Catherine.
On the side,
Yeah.
the green arrow. Okay.
And just press that. It says screen share. And then it'll ask you then it'll say, what do you want to share? You can just tell it your desktop.
Okay. Share screen 2 with the applet. Okay. Did that work?
Yes.
Yep, it did. Oh yeah. Okay. So it looks like you're shading up above. You need to shade down below.
Okay.
So 10 percentiles way down. It's the 10th, what we call the 10th percentile, which is the lowest 10%.
Okay. So where am I clicking at? On
You want
that
to unclick that far right. Click the
Okay.
far left. Now go up to the area and put 0.1.
Okay. 1.28. Thank you.
Negative. You want negative.
Okay, I got negative on that one side. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the z-score.
Yeah, when they talk about percentile ranking, it's always talking about from the left moving right. If you're in the 10th percentile, that means you're in the bottom 10%. You're in the 90th percentile, then you're clear over, right? Does that make sense?
So yeah, it's always on the left side.
You're always shading left when you're talking about percentile ranking. Yes.
Okay. How do I get back out of that?
You should be able to go back over and just press that green button again, and then it'll tell you, do you want to unshare or something, and you just say yes.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Thank you.
So where we go from here?
Okay, so you've got a z-score value, you know the mean, you know the standard deviation. So the only thing you don't know is the raw data value, but you can still use that z-score formula, and you're just gonna solve it for the quote X, which stands for the raw data piece of information. Does that make sense?
I think I'm lost.
Yeah, so you do 1.282, which is the z-score, and multiply that by 120.54 to bring that over and cancel that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will subtract 542.3 from that, right? Or would you add
Yeah.
that?
So think about your Z form. So here, I'm going to share my screen. Hold on just a sec. Let me get it. Oh, man. Let me see. Give me a sec. I just got to. Okay. You got all these moving parts here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, for a second.
Big blank. All right, so you know that the Z, right here, start working here. Okay, let's see. My pen's not working. Hold on a sec. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you know that, all right, forget it. You know that Z is equal to X minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. You've got a value for that. It's negative 1.282 equal to, you know the value of that and you know the value of that. You don't know this, but that's, so it's just X minus 542.3 divided by 120.54. And then we've got to solve for X. So that's why you're going to multiply both sides by the 120.54. You end up with 120.54 times negative 1.282. And that's going to be equal to X minus 542.3. And then we'll add 542.3 to both sides. So 120.54 times negative 1.282 plus 542.3 equals your X value, or your data point value. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 388 when you round up.
Me too.
Yep, me too.
You said 388?
Yeah.
All right, so number 26. Find the GMAT score that corresponds to the 90th percentile. I'm gonna need a minute.
So same process, but now you got to find the Z-score associated with the 90th percentile. And then work this same formula again, but you're going to use a different Z-score.
So do you shade the far left in the middle on the applet?
Yeah. Remember, the 90th percentile is going to be way up there, correct? So you're going to have to, it's going to be a positive Z-score, so you need to shade the middle and the far left, and then put in 0.9 into your area. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got 1.282.
Yeah, which makes sense because a bell curve is symmetric. So if 10% is here, and that gave you negative 1.282, then 10% is up there, 1.282, which means there's 90% all through here, right? Right. So now you're going through that exact same process. You get Z is equal to X minus the mean over the standard deviation. You've got the Z. You don't know X. You know the mean. And you know the standard deviation. Same process.
All right, hold on.
It's not too bad at all. So these two and another one that okay. Yeah, so we gotta like so I've had it for about this is my first car, so but yeah.
Somebody get a value?
Yes, ma'am. I got 697.
I don't know.
I got that too.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Okay.
Can you,
So same thing. So you're just going 1.282. And sometimes it's actually easier up here. If you hate trying to do the algebra every time, you can put this on your notes. You can just do it like this. It's if we algebraically manipulate it, it's going to be z times the standard deviation plus the mean is equal to x. And sometimes it's nice just to have that.
Yeah, I got 697.
So in this case, it'd be, if I was using this manipulated formula, I'd do 1.282 times 120.54 plus 542.3.
okay.
And again, so if you hate messing with algebra, like pretty much like math is just like some other word you don't like, then I'd say stick this on your formula or on your 1 page of notes for the exam. That's
Okay.
already manipulated for you.
So the z times the standard times the, okay, mean equals, okay. Thank you.
Z times the standard deviation plus the mean will be equal to the data value.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely on my sheet.
That's what it's for.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm. So now you're going to go through the same process again for 27 and 28, which should, I mean, when you have that many problems on a review, that's like a major hint, like, yeah, well, you're definitely seeing one of these.
Yeah, okay.
They're not going to give you 4 problems, basically the exact same thing, and then not have one on the exam.
So how do you do a quartile then?
Well, what percentage does the first quartile represent?
25?
Yeah. So now you're just looking for the z-score associated with the 25th percentile.
So is that only shaded on the left again?
Correct.
Okay.
25th percentile below the mean. And when we're talking about percentile ranking, we always are just shading to the far left of what we're looking for.
So it's a negative 0.67?
0.674.
Yeah, negative 0.674. Yeah.
74, okay.
Did you guys get those?
What'd you get?
I got 461, 427.
Yeah, 461.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
It
yeah.
says round to the nearest whole number. How'd you do, Catherine?
I got it, 461 with that.
Good job.
With that.
Mike, how you doing? Did we lose him?
Sorry, I didn't get that. But it's all right. I'll go back and try to figure it
That's
out.
it. Just use that cheater formula. Well, not cheater, but the algebraically manipulated one. See if that helps. So just take, did you get the Z-score?
0.674.
You want it to be negative. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
negative.
it's, okay. So just take
Minus
that value.
20.54.
Uh-huh. And then add the mean.
I didn't get that. Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but I got a whole different thing.
So
Yeah.
negative
Go ahead.
do negative 0.674 times 120.54 plus 542.3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I got it. 422.
Okay. Perfect. All right. On to question 28.
Mike, did you get 461?
I got 422.
What?
She got 461.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe my math was probably off. Like usual. Okay, I got it.
Okay. So is this my question? Or no, I think it's Layle's, isn't it?
Find the third quartile of the distribution of GMAT. I got 624. And I did that by typing or highlighting the middle and the left of the applet and then typing in 0.75 into the area so I could find the right Z-score. And then I just plugged it in and got 624.
That's what I got.
You're just so fast. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Good thing you're giving me 4 hours to do the exam.
It's really just so you shouldn't feel any pressure. Like you should feel totally comfortable. You've got plenty of time. You can take your time.
How many questions is there? Or are there?
I haven't seen it, but they're usually around mid-40s. I can check.
So since this is statistics, is that statistical? That's about the time it takes most people is the 4 hours, or is that just
Oh no, the first exam, and again, you've got a pretty good healthy standard deviation, but the overall mean is just over an hour for the first exam. But I've had people take as short, unprepared, not doing well, 30 minutes, and people take as long as 2 hours because they just want to go real slow and they do just fine. So it shouldn't take you 4 hours if you're prepared, but it's really to take pressure off because a lot of people have a lot of test anxiety. So it's like, you shouldn't feel any stress about time. 4 hours is plenty. So again, I'm not saying it takes you hours. I'm a slow test taker, so I'd probably be above the average. My husband is a fast test taker, so he'd probably be below the average. So it all has to do with, but you should feel very comfortable at being able to take it at a as leisurely a pace as you want without feeling stressed for time.
Thank
I
you.
don't think 4 hours is enough for me to cry between questions.
Oh. I got the 623.543, so that makes it 624, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you, Mike? How'd you do?
I'm good, thank you.
What calculator are you using? Are you using Excel or are you using your phone?
iPhone 6.
Yeah, that's probably the most frustrating one to use, honestly. A one online is probably better than your phone because it doesn't handle order of operations very well on your phone, and it's just seeing. So if you've got just a 4-function or one on the internet, you might want to try that over your phone.
Okay.
And see if that is a little less frustrating.
Okay. I got 29. Consider a simple random sample of n equals 15 students taking the GMAT. What is the mean of the distribution of the sample mean scores for all samples? I did not solve this yet because this was when I was kind of stuck on.
This is just, you're overthinking. The mean of the mean is the mean. So what's the mean of the population distribution, the one you just looked at? It's going to have the exact same overall mean as when we take groups of 15 and average them.
So the mean is 542?
542.3, that's it.
Right, okay. Yeah, I was overthinking it.
Yeah, the distributions center around the exact same number. Both distributions center around the exact same number.
So then question 30, what is the standard deviation of the distribution of sample mean scores for all such samples? That would be 120.54.
Divided by?
Oh, would that be divided by 15?
Square root of 15.
Square root, that's right.
Yeah. Remember, this is not about individual data points creating a histogram. This is about going out and randomly selecting 15 students, getting their scores, finding their average, and just plotting the average. Then throwing those 15 back in the population, randomly selecting 15, looking at their scores, finding their average, plotting the average, throwing them back in the population, repeating that process until you've exhausted all combinations of 15. That's what creates that sampling distribution.
Gotcha.
And that sampling distribution is going to, because we're just dealing with averages, not all raw data, those averages should get closer to the true average. So by getting closer, averaging the averages, you squeeze that graph tighter, which makes a smaller standard deviation.
Okay. So I got 31.123.
Me too.
I think you have to explain that one to me.
All right, so you take the standard deviation that we were given of 120.54
Okay.
and divide that by the square root of the sample size of 15. And it should come out to 31.123.
Yeah, was I overthinking that one too?
Maybe, yeah, it's just the sampling distribution. It's just that, okay, we're now, our graph is no longer about the population distribution. It's about the X bars. It's about finding all these X bars, these averages of these samples of size 15 and plotting those points. Oh, there's.
Okay.
I got 31.123.
Yep. So that's the standard deviation associated with our sampling distribution. And sampling distributions always have smaller standard deviations than population distributions by that division of the square root of n.
Okay.
Okay. So I have the last one. What is the probability that the sample mean GMAT score for a SRS of n equals 15 students will be greater than 600? I don't have a clue. So what I'm thinking is I would use the Z-score formula.
Yeah, so here, let's draw it out. So this is why I think sometimes if it's just a bunch of words to you, it's easier to draw it out. So you're like, okay, I'm dealing with the sampling distribution, n equals 15. So it's mean, the sampling distribution mean is going to be exactly the same amount as my population distribution mean, but my standard deviation is going to get skinnier. It's no longer going to be just plain old sigma. It's going to be sigma divided by the square root of n. So this is 120.54.
Are you sure? I don't see your.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was, but I'm talking, you're looking at my face.
Yes, and it's beautiful. Sorry. I just need to see this.
Let me draw it out for you and not show you. Okay, here you go. That's why I like Zoom better. You can tell that you're not sharing your screen. Okay. Okay, so here it is. Here's my sampling distribution. Has the exact same mean as my population distribution. Correct? But my standard deviation is not 120.54. It's 120.54 divided by square root of 15, which we found out was.
Yeah.
That's because we're not looking at individual pieces of data. We're going out and randomly selecting 15 students, asking their score, and then finding the average of their score, and we're plotting that average, which we call X bar. We're not doing all these X's. So for every 15 X's, we're only plotting a single value X bar. And then it's saying, what's the probability that I would get a group of 15 students that have an average score of 600 or higher? Do you see that? Does that visually give you understanding?
Yeah, so you're putting the Z-score in of that 31? No.
Nope, that's my standard deviation. I have to figure out the Z-score associated with this 600. Because I want this probability right here.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm getting that 600 from?
On the sheet, on the paper, yes, this says greater than 600. So I need.
Okay, so so I got to figure out this probability, and the only way I know how to figure out probability on a bell curve is to make this data point be a Z-score and then use that applet. Which is
1.854.
Tell me if I did that. Did I do that right? 57.7. I'm not really great at doing math in my head. Amazing. Everybody assumes because I have a math degree, I do math in my head, and I'm like, yeah, no. Oh, look, oh no. Okay, did I do them? Okay, I just want to make sure. 542. Okay, and then divide that by 31.2. So note I don't run that. So I got approximately, and this is probably 1.847, which is a little tight. I don't really love rounding that. I rounded that to 4 decimals. It's not my fan favorite. Oh, I screwed that up. This is a 1 in here. Sorry. Did you see that? I dropped my 1.
Yeah.
It's 31.12. Sorry. So let me do that division again. It's not, I guess it wasn't off terribly, but. Are you following that, Mike?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so there's my Z-score. So when I read all these words, I am like, whatever, whatever, whatever. I mean, it's like a lot of words. I'm dyslexic. It kind of blows my brain. So what I do is I draw it out and I just get all the information. So I've got a visual on it.
Yeah.
But
all the
for
words
some
are
people,
hard.
yeah, for some people that works, and for other people that are really verbal, the drawing is not helpful to their learning. So you just have to decide if it's helpful or not.
So 0.032.
That's what I got.
0.032. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm so nonverbal. I had to repeat it to understand it.
Okay. Okay, so you said 0.032. That's what I got, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you got.
All right. So, Mike, does drawing it help or not?
Yes.
Yeah, it may be. It may be you're like me more. It's like all these words and numbers, and it's just all crashes. So you just kind of, if you can draw it out and just kind of get it organized, it kind of helps the process a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Did you guys have any other questions, or you're good with the rest of it?
I am going to is it okay if we submit our quiz to see if we got anything wrong?
Yeah, go for it. Or you can ask me. I did it. So we can go over your answers before you submit, or you can just submit and then we can decide.
Because then I won't have to retype everything in.
All right, question 2.
Yeah, for number 2, we just got a randomly selected brand of toothpaste.
Perfect.
Number 3, we got 100 is a parameter and 112 is a statistic.
Very good. Parameter, population, the P's go together, and sample statistic, the S's go together. Perfect.
That's helpful. Number 4, a stratified sample.
Good.
Number 5, a cluster sample.
Good.
Number 6, a simple random sample.
Perfect.
Number 7, this one was a little bit interesting, and we decided it was a stratified random sample.
Yes, because you put them in homogeneous groups.
Gotcha. Okay. And then 4.771 for number 8.
Mm-hmm.
1.912 for number 9.
Perfect.
True for number 10. And for number 11.165.
Should be negative.
-1. Okay, we did talk about that. We were like, I don't know, is it the absolute value or not?
No, because remember, you have to have direction on it, and because how it deviates has direction. Not until you square it do you lose the direction.
Gotcha. Okay. And then number 12, we got 0.681.
Okay.
Number 13, we got none of these is correct.
That's true. They tried to tease you with that, and you got it right.
Okay. Yeah, that was a funny one. Number 14, we got 0.715.
Okay.
Number 15, false.
Correct.
Number 16, extradural, because it had the smallest standard deviation.
Perfect.
Number 17, we got 8.
Good.
Number 18, 50%, I guess, 50.
Yeah, good. It doesn't it bug you? Like, we've been doing decimals the whole time, and then all of a sudden they're like answering percent. You're like, what?
Well, whatever floats your boat, I guess. So.
Yeah, right.
Number 19, 2.055.
2.055. Excellent. That's it. That one's the most common missed one.
Oh, well, Catherine got it off the bat. She was amazing. Hold on, I've got a baby going out the door.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I think I still need to explain 11 when we get back to it, please.
Number
Okay, go ahead.
20.233.
Good.
21, 1.823, and 2.288.
Yeah.
And number, where you came in on 23, is that right?
25.
Okay. 22, we got 0.50, 50%.
Yeah, good job.
we overthought it. We're like, could it be that simple? We decided it was that simple.
I know.
23.684.
Oh, yeah. And then I think I was here for the rest of them. So I think you should be good.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Catherine, you said 11?
Yeah, and I have one other question. So I don't have to put the zeros in front of anything. It's just the points, right?
No.
I just want to make sure I understand.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
11 was just simply take 37.91 and subtract 38.075. You just take the data point minus the mean value.
Okay.
And it's negative because 37.91 is less than 38.075.
Oh,
11 was a negative?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Full name.
Got James Barlow. Barlow.
Carla Pereira. Okay, I'll go type something up real fast.
All right, good, Catherine? Does that help?
Well, was it yeah, it does, but was it a negative?
Yeah, it's negative because the data point is 37.91, which is smaller than the mean because the mean was 38.075.
Okay, I get it. Okay. A negative 0.165 instead. I just did 0.165. Okay.
No, yeah, you got to still have the direction on it. You lose the direction when you square it, but not before that.
Okay. So I need to take out all my zeros that I put in.
You don't have, it's fine if you put a 0 in front of this decimal point, it won't mess it up.
It won't? Okay.
Nope.
'Cause
Nope.
I don't want to mess this up.
You don't have to have it, but you can have it. Sometimes I put it there because then I know I put the decimal place there. And if I don't have it, sometimes my eyes miss it. So.
And that's the reason I need to do it is because I get confused with, I know it's a 1. I mean, then I have to do either points or the one out before the point, just for my sake.
Yeah, yes, totally. Just do it however it works.
Okay.
Okay, guys. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I have another group I got to jump on with, but let me know if you have any questions. I am available to help.
Thank
I know I will. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.
you.
It's right here. It's very chill, very relaxed. Yeah, all that.
Good luck, everybody.
So thank you, Mike. You too. So Ross, you're going to do this next time, or when is that next week or the week after?
Yeah, I think it's next week.